Ahoy fellow builders and welcome to Tune R. Today we will try to use this GSI Creos Gundam Marker. Before GSI Creos, it was Gansei Sangyo, and in 2001, it was changed to GSI Creos Corporation. GSI Creos, former Gansei Sangyo, or Mr. Hobby, is the market leader in Japan and one of the preferred brands chosen by professional model makers around the world. Yes, you heard it right, it was part of Mr. Hobby's product line. There are many kinds of Gundam marker. We have Gundam Marker Liner Type, Gundam Marker Real Touch, Gundam Marker Brush Type, Gundam Marker Pure Type, and Gundam Marker EX. I have here my very first own Gundam Marker set, which is the GMS 110 or Gundam Marker Set 110 released in July 2003. This Gundam marker was used to add some details to your gunpla or other heavy figures. This is also a good aid to add color with your kits with poor color separation per part, especially to those old and classic kits that are still available in the market. This set is a fine edge type of Gundam marker. We also have chisel edge type of Gundam marker like this one. Gundam marker is not new in the market. That is why I also check YouTube for some Gundam marker related video. And there you have it. There were some videos posted on how to use the Gundam marker. It's better to check possible videos available to have an idea on how to use it properly and lessen the errors. Therefore, I'm picking this video from See-Through's channel.
Hello, I'm Citrus, and I'll be showing you how I detail my kits with Gundam markers.
I think the gunpla kit here is the Gundam Double O Riser, the HG1:144.
As for the Gundam markers, these are the three sets that I have. I have the basic set, the metallic set, and the Xeon set, which I actually don't use very much because these...
So in the video clip, he got three types of Gundam marker set. The first one is the Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphan marker set, released in December 2015. The next one is the metallic set, and I think it was released April 2014. And the last set is the Gundam marker Xeon, released June 2002.
Get it online. I have links for everything here on Amazon in the description below.
And aside from the Gundam markers, he also prepared other materials to use.
As I mentioned before, you need to agitate the ink properly before you start painting to make sure the color flows properly. And all you need to do is just shake the marker. After a minute or two of shaking, you'll want to test the ink to see it's flowing correctly. And I recommend testing it directly on the sprue somewhere.
And fellow builders, I agree in this method. You need to test first the ink if it is in the right color. You can use a color palette to test the ink first by pushing it down and up to the ink released to the surface. Or you don't have a color palette, you can also use the existing runners of the kit to test the color output of the Gundam marker.
How you paint is ultimately up to you. I like to look at the manual for reference, but once you have the idea where the paint needs to be, just sort of put it down like this and let the ink flow onto the set. It's formulated to dry pretty quickly, but touching it at all will probably ruin the final finish. You don't have to worry too much about brush marks or anything like that, because top coat can hide some of that, but no matter how hard you try with agitated paint or lots of coats, Gundam Marker will never look good on large surfaces.
I agree with this method. As you can see, he used the Gundam marker freely, like he did.
Here's the sensor array after it's dried, and as you can see, I sort of went over a bit. So just take the tip of the toothpick and just lightly go over it, and you can see it.
So in this portion, he used the toothpick to remove the excess paint in the kit. This one is the effective method to remove the excess paint or the unwanted paint in the surface. Gundam markers, Q-tips, toothpick, a tissue, color palette, Gundam marker eraser, and the subject kit. So this is the RX78 or SD scale. As you can see, I will try to fill the missing color in this kit. Since the color reference is pink, I will use the pink marker that I have and test the color first to the palette. Let's try a lines or the straight line stroke for this one. As much as possible, do a single stroke and avoid the back and forth strokes. And we're done with the beam saber. Pretty nice for this one. Next, let's try this white color Gundam marker. It seems that the output for this white is very far from the pink marker. As expected, the output of the white marker is not that good, and I need to apply another coat on it. And as you can see, there's an excess paints or error paints in the surface, but it is manageable and we can erase it later. In erasing the error paints, like the video a while ago, you can use this toothpick to remove them. Dip the tip of this toothpick to do a marker eraser and gently scrape the unwanted paints, and then use the Q-tips to clean up the surface. And okay, you can see here that we managed to apply the yellow Gundam marker color in this area and cleaned it as well. I think I did it nicely. Another thing that we will try to do is the panel lining using with this marker, with this type of marker. We will just follow the existing lines with the use of this gray Gundam marker. Again, do not worry about the excess paints. We will clean it later. In cleaning the excess paint, let's put a drop of to this cloth with the Gundam marker eraser and dump it gently to the surface. And here we go. We managed to panel line it properly and cleaned it as well. And here is the final output of the kit. All touched up with the use of this Gundam marker set. Well, of course, I also applied a clear. Well, of course, I applied a flat clear coat for the color protection and for the matte output finish. Well, the Gundam markers are a bit messy to apply, but I think it is manageable. Not that clean, but I'm good with the output. I think it is easy to apply these Gundam markers to a white or light colored surface. But still, you can apply it in the colored surface, though you need to apply multiple coats until you get satisfied with the color output. And do not afraid to get error in doing the painting with the Gundam markers. Anyway, you can still clean it and remove it with the use of alcohol-based material. But remember, if you're going to apply this Gundam marker, make sure that you identify the status of the kit, if it is painted or not. If the kit was already painted, better check if the Gundam marker will react to the paint of the kit. And also, Gundam markers and the denatured alcohol can produce bad output if you apply it to the painted surface, especially if the kit was not top coated. Aside from applying it directly to the surface, there are also other use for the Gundam marker. You can extract the paint and use a brush, or you can also use an airbrush to use the Gundam marker as your paint substance. I will also try the other Gundam markers available and share it with you as well, especially the Gundam marker EX. I'm hoping to have one. And that's it for now. I hope I made it right. Please comment down below if you want to share something about Gundam marker. And for the full video of the reference that we used a while ago, I will leave the link down on the description box, and you can also subscribe to Citrus channel as well. And this is the GSI Creos GMS 110 or Gundam Marker Set 110. Until next time, here in Tune R, just build more and build up. Grabe naman, pupunta lang doon, may order na kagad. Judger ka.